we have not done till now.
We are not hardcoding anything like CI/CD or values or everything. We are taking from war dot, and you can see like I created a public subnet and private subnet. So this everything with the availability zone and everything you will get from which we have declared here, right? So it will take here, and this is redirected to this variables, and this variables will be redirected to this one. So once we will only we will declare here only like what VPC CICADR and that public subnets everything. So the VPC name you can know like the project name. So it reflects everything in tags and everything. So these are the availability zones. But availability zones we can get some other way also. But now I declared like some hardcoded like here. But we can go with some local data like that I think. So I want to work on that. Actually, this is status right now, and there is one task which I have done the data migration. So I will later show that on this one. So actually, this is a test data which have inserted nine users data in some taken the instance in DigitalOcean, and in that instance I have inserted the MySQL and I have created the database and created table and inserted some data. And this data I have migrated from DigitalOcean instance to AWS migration DMS using. Second.
Finally, you had shifted directly instance itself, or via like the customized RDS or something, so that you had DMS service AWS, right?
Yeah, I am using DMS service.
Okay.
Actually, first you created some RDS instance. Because we have to transfer the data for we need to one source and one target, right?
Yeah.
So actually I created here a target database. After that, and I have created in DMS.
Generally, how do you specify high availability for database?
Actually not sure.
I'm just asking, like in interviews I'll ask. Okay. So what is the difference between public and private? You have just shown, right? They will ask that as well.
Yeah, public means that actually the server which is available to public.
Public in the sense?
Means
what is the difference between a public subnet and a private subnet?
Which exposed to internet.
So how you can expose all of those things? Answer should be like a kind of 5 years experience. Or as of now, you can go with whatever you know. I'll try to tell. How do you tell that?
So, coming to subnetting, so we have both private and public address.
Yeah, that is
yeah, public subnets. Public is nothing but which is exposed to the internet, but private is not exposed to the internet, which not allowed.
Okay, you try to do R&D, all of the things. So first of all, we'll try to provision particular subnets, and directly we cannot say that it is a public subnet or a private subnet. And to that, which particular instances are connected to that. I mean, we need to check the particular subnet associations, and to that we need to check the some of the route tables, and that particular route tables have been associated with respect to IGW in the sense we can declare that as a public subnet. And the particular, if the particular private subnet, if it is possible for a particular thing, we can attach IGW to the private subnet. They'll confuse you on all the different things.
No, you cannot attach private to any IGW.
So generally, whenever you try to attach IGW, the instance whatever you are trying to use, for that instance you will be getting the particular internet. Okay, you can download all of your things, yum install all of the things. Okay, if you say that which are exposed to internet in the sense public IP, private IP, both I will have it here. So if I say in my organization there are some production servers or some servers, so which are there in my particular network. So if I try to say yum install wget, will that work or something? So it has both public and private. But after connecting to VPN itself, you will be able to connect to that instance. Generally, they will confuse you in that, but you just try to do R&D on a clear note. What is public subnet and what is private subnet? So for the private network, how do you access the internet accessibility? NAT. What is NAT gateway? What is the full form of NAT gateway? Network address translation. What is IGW? Internet gateway. Yeah. So internet gateway is kind of Ethernet cable. Right? Whenever you try to connect to your instance, you will be getting an internet. Okay. So NAT gateway at where you will try to place? Private subnet. No. NAT gateways are placed in public subnets. You can check. So NAT gateways are placed for sure. This will be created in public subnet. Okay. Should NAT gateway in public subnet? Answer will be yes, generally. So something via that public subnet, you will try to access that. So whenever you don't keep in public, you will not be getting. How do you say that it is a public? If it is been attached to internet base. So you can't say that it is exposing to internet or something. How it gets exposed? Whenever you try to attach to the IGW itself, you will be exposing that. So on clear basis, on specific note, you should tell all of the answer. Okay, just I have asked all of this like because here it is a public and private, somewhere I have this thing. So whatever you try to say on that particular aspects itself, the interviewer will ask the questions. If you try to say I had provisions on route tables or route 53, on that basis itself, yeah, you can tell whatever you know. So read, write, replicas are the solutions generally. So databases are not something multiple things will try to maintain, right? So application servers will try to maintain multiple things, scaling up and scaling down. So for database, how do you maintain high availability? You just try to search over the internet and let me know. Ethan.
And after creating that target database, and also we have to create the replication instance, which we need to get the data from the endpoint which I have created the MySQL database, and we have created this one. So these are basic explanation, but once I will take the demo to explain everything on particular day, let you know that date. And after that, I created the endpoints for the source MySQL means which I have installed the MySQL previously, and which is going to get the data. So it is a target database, and we included everything that source recording IP address and everything. And in the target database endpoint, we'll include everything like the this endpoint and everything. And after that, we'll create a database migration task. So it will take a couple of minutes. Then we can go to the directly the DBS and go to the target. Um, so we will get some endpoint here. With this help of endpoint, we can connect to the this server, and
Will databases be in private or public? Why we need to keep that things in private?
This confidential document.
So you can see here like user data like John Monet. But I don't know how to get this everything to show here. But simply I can show that the user first name of the customers John 1, John 2, John 3, which I have inserted here. So actually it is done. But I don't know much briefly, but this is the steps what to do to get from source to target the DB migration. That's all, Kalyani.
The tickets as well you can show. Then we have access to tickets. Now, yeah, here provision.
Yeah. Anil, I have one doubt. Is it possible to schedule this migration with some time interval or through some time, like after one day, or we can schedule some time and that particular time only that migration will happen instead of doing it manually?
I think I saw that there is some migration maintenance time. I think we can do that one.
Okay. Check out do some R&D regarding that also, because if you are whenever you are adding these things in your resume, you should be very confident. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they can cross verify na, is it possible to make it periodic schedule or something like that? You just check all these things. And later you can directly update these things in your resume also.
Yeah.
Under roles and responsibility, you can mention these things. Everyone, please try to do this task so that you can also get some confidence and you can also create your own roles and responsibility. Instead of copying from somewhere, you actually perform the task and then put it in your resume.
Yes.
I think we can mention everything.
We can schedule it, I guess. Yeah, yes, yes. Okay. Fine.
So this particular task I'm telling provision test servers and production servers through Terraform that like just modified via variables. Dev.qa.vars prod.qa.vars.py. The file should be in that fashion.
If you can add some child issue also in that, Shankar, that is also okay. Under that, add child issue. Yeah.
So which are all pending still all of this work. That is what is the status of this? Okay. So this was
I don't know. Actually, it is allotted to everyone.
yeah. That is, so what is the status of this?
Still lot of Yeah, actually, this is I've been getting manually, but I'm trying to do everything from Terraform.
Okay, you manually you know right how to do.
Yeah. Actually, I have the Jenkins server, which is already configured with the Ansible and
Okay.
yeah, but this step for the permission to the Jenkins user is not done, but I will,
Pseudo permissions. Pseudo permissions. What is pseudo permissions? And generally asking. Admin privilege. So do you have any server? Just running. This is server itself, right? So you are in root. So what is pseudo privileges generally? So if you try to create normal user, which user adds something. So sbin, it comes from sbin. So sbin commands which are being will be executed by root user. Okay, so if you want to add, like if you want to give permissions, this command /sbin, all these commands will not be executed by normal user, LVM or LV extend or PV display. So ls/bin, only this particular command that you can say. If you try to say group add, if you try to say user add, and if you try to user is already. So you can switch directly even if you don't know the password if it is root. If you are trying to switch from root, SU stands for substitute user, you can go ahead. But from normal user it is not possible. Okay. So for normal user, if you want to give the superpowers, I mean the root sbin commands as well, if you want to execute vi sudo, you'll try to give, or the vi sudo is a shortcut. So whenever you try to do some of the mistakes or some of the other mistakes, it will help you out to see what mistake you have done via vi sudo. Or normally people will also, some people will also edit the file etc sudo. Okay, vim is not installed. Okay. So if you try to see, this is something. So Anil is there, right? Anil, this particular thing is being, this is the user. So if you try to comment this particular root as well, root is also not a possible user to execute the command. Okay, right now we have added Anil. So this stands for terminal. On every terminal, TTY I have told, right? Generally, TTY is nothing but teletype terminal, which is a character device. Okay, in all of the 7 particular files in the Linux. So right, if you try to see, so right, these were all of the character device. So if you try to see, this particular will have 1 TTY, this will have 1 TTY. Okay, if you try to 9, it is being given 9. So calendar something, right click and so PTS. This terminal, this character device, if you don't have in your Linux machine, you will not be in a position to execute any particular command. The character device itself will give you the UI, command line UI. I mean, at least the terminal, where you are authorized in order to execute the command. Okay. So if you try to see TTY, so it is 10. So calendar, cal output you should get here. Okay. Cal, okay, date, let me execute. Next,
everything not in server.
yes, server. No, this server. It is your local. Okay, so it is local as well, but it is also OS, right? So if you try to see, I'm executing the commands here. It is getting reflected here because I'm trying to push the particular output to terminal of 10. Okay, so find this particular any terminal, you don't have any powers to control the terminal. So what does this mean? On any particular terminal, execute all of the commands. This is the meaning. All commands you can specify anything, like if you want something only user particular add, okay, it is read only. So let me see, I'm root or not. Yeah, I'm root. So even if you are root, you cannot you can give exclamation. Read only permission. If you try to see this LLL sudo exclude etc. So let me delete. So if you try to see only user add, complete user add will be coming from bin, yes, bin generally. Or you can give complete path of that event, usr as bin. user add. Only this particular comma space are mandatory. You can give multiple commands, and if you want to restrict, exclamation mark you can give. Okay, apart from sbin, all the commands, only this particular command will not execute. Okay, that is the meaning. And if you try to give no pass wd, what is the meaning? I'll try to give all. So generally, whenever you try to execute, it will ask the password to execute. Okay, so when once you attach like no pass wd colon all, it will not ask the password. Okay, and for group kind of thing, you should add percentile symbol. Percentile symbol will be there for groups. So whenever you want to give the powers to all the users in the group, so G pass WD hyphen M and all of the users to one group, like 100 people will be there. And for that 100 people, if you are not you will be not in a position to add kind of this kind of thing, Tamil or something. So all the people you will try to add it to one group and you will try to give person. This is a self-explanatory factor. Allow members of group of sudo or anything, right? So if you try to see sudo all anything, like you will be added generally. I mean the particular people who are in this group will be given. So no pass ability if you don't give. So let me add. So in order to do undo the changes, like let's say that you have do or done all of this. How do I undo? By mistake, like you had pressed something while you are having tea. It is a production service. You should be in escape mode, I mean command mode. If it is insert, you will not be escape, and you will get give. Control Z is equal to first escape U. Okay. It will work. Okay. It should work. Yeah. Changes are already. And in order to redo all of the things, what is the command in Windows? Huh? Notepad open this. Control Z and మళ్ళీ ఇది రావాలంటే again if I want to give shift Y or Y. Okay. Okay. In order to do shift plus R here, I mean control plus R. Okay. Control plus R. Changes are newest undo. So I'll try to give no pass WD. So whenever you try to give, let me add. I'll try to go to and insert, enter. Okay. I'll try to copy this time. How do I copy this? So whenever this is there, so let's say you are saving. So WQ without exclamation it will not work because this particular file has no permission. But since he is a root, he has that power, right? Add exclamation to override. So now, so let me switch to the user. And now I'll try to add all the permissions are there. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Now home that okay, it is Ubuntu, right? Okay. You will not get a home directory general user add in Ubuntu operating. If you try to see if it is something Anil only you are getting, right? So I have added the user. So let you can say you will not get the directory. home directory. So add user is a command. Or with user add itself, if I want to have the home directory, what is the command you will try to use? Add user itself, I want home directory. Right? So now I'll try to switch. Okay. Now let me execute fdisk command. Fdisk command -l is something which comes from sbin. So it is permission denied. If I give sudo fdisk, it asks for the password of the Shankar user, and then once you give the password, it will give you the things. Okay. Because this is added into the thing. Instead of all, if you try to give only one command, only that particular command gets executed. Okay. So if you try to see, now you, but you should add sudo before that. Sudo is stating indirectly, I'm trying to give all my powers to you, you can utilize that. Okay, so I am something, let us say, I have lot many PGs, for example, let us assume, I can't stay in all of the PGs for 5 or 20 days. So I'll try to allocate some of the other people in that area. So even if I try to call them, I will have an authority to tell anyone to vacate if he's misbehaving or something. Or the particular person who is residing there, who I had given all of the ownership, will also have the rights. Okay, so instead of me every time coming there, I'll try to tell him to take the priorities or take the ownership and try to reside like whatever I do. So it is equal to that normal user is also having, but you should have sudo rights. Sudo is stating indirectly that you just have given some of the rights generally. Okay, complete rights you have given to this particular. You cannot execute, you cannot tell any person on draft note, like random person will come and join in your PG, and without doing any mistakes or something, like you, any person can come and tell like you can join into this PG, you cannot pay something, you cannot tell like this. So you can tell upon like under my name you can use and you can use that. Okay, so if someone comes and asks, like, I am arresting you or something, you will not go to the station. If someone even if files the case, if he says that I am a police from TS government, then you will surrender, sir. Right? So the government has given rights to the police, not any other people. So you are trying to use that name. Sudo is using the name and telling, and then you can execute. So even if you have the sudo rights, you should if that user is there in sudo file, you will try to give the sudo before that. Okay. So if you want to restrict, you can restrict any other things. If you want to give some like whatever the names you want, okay, with permission denied. So if you try to see ls etc sudo, it is not have, it will not have any rights. Okay. Only read permission. I had updated the thing. Even I'm able to save it because exclamation I have added. So when it is sudo. Okay. So here I can specify the things as well. This is the syntax. The different things you can have like commands completely. You can specify command alias and you can specify the things. Okay. You can specify something here. Any name something. Rakesh. And you can give any commands like 10 commands or 20 commands you can give, and that name you will try to update. Instead of all, you will try to give that name, and this name should be in capital. You will try to remove the comments and you will try to keep here instead of all this particular name. So the commands whatever you had specified here will be executed. Okay, if you try to give restrict symbol, all commands gets executed except that. If you try to give some limited commands with comma space, only that will execute. Okay, as a variables kind of thing. Whenever you want to use some 10 commands of this, 10 commands of this, something like that, you Why I have? So it is just right. Yum install Docker or something, and it is easy. What are all the steps you'll try to do? Sudo powers, like all the things you'll try to add. Install Docker in the sense yum install Docker -y, yum install Ansible. You can give like this. Ansible, and then and after that add Jenkins user into Docker. So how I can add the particular Jenkins? How I can add the user with adding use add Jenkins user. Second one. How I can add a user to the group. Appending. So all users should not be exited. User mod -a stands for user add or user mod -l. A stands for what is? Man. దాని తర్వాత small g or with G? Capital G. So capital G stands for so if I want to add to the primary group, small
Small g primary group indicates
supplementary group or secondary group.
custom groups.
So it would user add in. So for in order to add it to primary group,
Small g used -ag.
Okay. Small g.
Username
Okay.
and group name.
So ఇప్పుడు ఒక user ఉన్నాడు కదా శంకర్ అని. I'll try to add some of the other group as well to add Rakesh. Okay. So now I just want to add the Shankar user to Rakesh. So how I'll try to create other user. Oh. Yeah. Now I just want to add this Shankar user and Ashwini user to Rakesh. So Rakesh is a primary group or secondary or supplementary or which group it is? Rakesh అనేది గ్రూప్ ఒకటి ఉంది.
సప్లిమెంటరీ గ్రూప్ ఇప్పుడు నార్మల్ గా ఒక యూజర్ క్రియేట్ చేసినప్పుడు డిఫాల్ట్
రైట్ ఓకే నా పాయింట్ కరెక్టే. ఇప్పుడు ఎట్లా యాడ్ చేస్తున్నాము?
గ్రూప్ మోడ్ ఇస్తాము -ag
గ్రూప్ మోడ్ -ag
యూజర్ నేమ్స్ అండి.
ఫస్ట్ ఒక యూజర్ ఇస్తా, నెక్స్ట్ సెకండ్ టైం వేరే యూజర్ యాడ్ చేసినప్పుడు ఈ యూజర్ వెళ్ళిపోదు. So first I'll try to add one user, and when second time whenever I'm trying to add the other user, the existing user should not be removed. That is the case. Okay. So let us add something user Shankar group mod capital A or sorry small ag, and what I should give?
Group name.
What is the group name? Rakesh. It is giving me an error. Okay. So now next time I just want to add this particular user. Old user should not remove until. User mod as well you can use. Not a problem. -ag as well you can. Anything G pass WD -a as well you can. Now let us see what all the users have in this particular list. Okay, this is the backup file guys. Backup file. Okay, so let us delete. So rm - on by mistake note you have deleted all of this. Okay, this is the user information, right? I have deleted this. not there. So you'll try to make the particular the replica of that as a copy. Like how you'll try to do cp hyphen r v. If you want to copy recursively, no need for recursive because I don't want something ultimate. Okay, you can use recursive as well. P stands for MKDR లో P parent. ఇక్కడ P preserve permissions. So you'll have some permissions, right, for each particular file. Pass.wd will have some permissions. Pass.wd. LL అని ఇస్తే ఇక్కడ వస్తుంది read write ఇదని. So P ఇస్తే ఆ permissions preserve అవుతాయి. V ఇస్తే okay. So P is nothing but preserve permission. The same permissions will be getting. Okay. Pass.wd hyphen లో కొన్ని permissions ఉంటాయి. అవే permissions ఉంటాయి. Pass.wd hyphen file will have the permissions what pass.wd earlier has. So generally when you are trying to copy from one particular thing to other particular source to destination, you will be having a frequent note like the permission gets changed in lines. Okay, na normal ls hyphen etc or ll this particular thing, right? You have read write and read write this one, right? So whenever you are trying to copy, let me copy. So at times what happens to temp, I'll try to copy. Okay, so ls/temp, ll/temp. If you try to see, where is that copy available? So read write same permissions, right? But at times if you have recursively not many directories, permissions get changing. Read ఉన్న దగ్గర read write execute వస్తుంది, అసలు ఏం లేకుండా. So same permissions you try to do from one server to another server, or it can be from local to local. You maintain all of these things. Okay, that is the meaning. And yeah, now tell me now how I can add the particular other user into one group. ఒక యూజర్ ని ఒక గ్రూప్ లోకి ఎట్లా యాడ్ చేస్తారు? గ్రూప్ క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది అప్పుడు. అవును, అవ్వకూడదు. ఎందుకు ఎలా? అప్పుడు ఏ కమాండ్ యూజ్ చేస్తారు? gpass.wd తర్వాత సో let me show you etc group అని ఇస్తా. So let me cat it first, cat etc group. So Ashwini, so ఇది గ్రూప్ యాక్చువల్ గా, ఇది యూజర్
రాకేష్ గ్రూప్ శంకర్ యాడ్ చేస్తారు, ఇంకో యూజర్ యాడ్ చేసినప్పుడు శంకర్ నేమ్ రీప్లేస్ అవుతుంది.
అవ్వకూడదు అనేది నా క్వశ్చన్. సో ఇట్లా యాడ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, యూజర్ యాడ్ హైఫన్ ఏజీ అని కూడా యాడ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. అశ్విని అని చెప్పేసి రాకేష్ అని ఇస్తే అయిపోతుంది. ఏ అని ఇస్తే అపెండ్ అవుతుంది. ఓకేనా? ఏ ఇవ్వకపోతే మీకు ఏమవుతుంది? శంకర్ వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. Okay, you can use this particular thing. You can give gpass.wd as well, hyphen a gim అవసరం లేదు. ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఏం చేస్తారు? అశ్విని, రాకేష్. Okay, now if you try to see this, so it got appended, right? So I'll try to remove. So gpass.wd hyphen d, right? It got removed. So now I just want to add with user add hyphen a capital G అని ఎప్పుడు యూజ్ చేస్తారు? సెకండరీ ఆర్ సప్లిమెంటరీ గ్రూప్స్ అయినప్పుడు. ఓకే, కానీ అదే సిస్టమ్ నార్మల్ 3 types ఆఫ్ యూజర్స్ ఎవరెవరు అని చెప్పిన నార్మల్ గా రూట్ యూజర్ విల్ హ్యావ్ system users will have, system users or service users, okay, and the normal other users. Like whenever you try to use one of the you just try to remember whenever capital G will work, whenever he is not an like a user. యూజర్ అవ్వనప్పుడు ఓకే మీరు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసి చూడండి చూసి చెప్పండి ఓకే సో యూజర్ యాడ్ శంకర్ అండ్ రాకేష్ ఓకే ఇట్ ఈస్ గెట్టింగ్ యూజర్ మోడ్ ఓకే సో ఓకే రాకేష్ ఓకే ఐ యామ్ ట్రైయింగ్ టు గివ్
గ్రూప్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తే యూజర్ క్రియేట్ అవ్వాలి
సరిగ్గా చాలా జాగ్రత్తగా మీరు అనలైజ్ చేసేయండి ఓకే నేను తప్పించిన అంతే సో ఇఫ్ యూ ట్రై టు సీ క్యాట్ ఈటీసీ ఓకే ఇక్కడ ఏమంటే శంకరే ఉందా నేను ఇందాక ఏమి ఇచ్చిన అశ్విని ఇచ్చిన ఓకే ఓకేనా user mod or gpasswd anything that you can okay atlen ledu so gpasswd will work if it is primary or secondary a group aina a group like whenever I was an user I'll have a group I'll have a user as well. So whenever he is group he won't have the user. So in this context and in my context, both the contexts gpasswd will work. But user mod will work only in Rakesh context. అర్థమైంది అశ్విని మీరు ఏదో ఒకటి చేయండి ఇంకా అంత క్లియర్ గా ఏం అడగారులే కానీ యూ నో నీడ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ ఆన్ దిస్ క్లియర్ ప్యాసేజ్ యూ జస్ట్ ట్రై టు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ ఓకే you copy it and press something you can understand on Rasmus at least. So how do you give now this was added? So what you try to add user, add Jenkins user in Docker group. So what I'll try to give Docker or Jenkins first one. Jenkins is then sudo powers at least
యూజర్ నేమ్ ఉంది ఏ గ్రూప్ నేమ్ తర్వాత
అందుకే అడిగినా మిమ్మల్ని ఇది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తే ఇప్పుడు నేను
ముందు జెన్కిన్స్ ఇచ్చి తర్వాత గ్రూప్ నేమ్ మెన్షన్ చేయాలి డాకర్ గ్రూప్ కదా
ఇది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసిన తర్వాత డాకర్ గ్రూప్ వస్తుంది అర్థమైందా ఇది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయకుండా మీరు డాకర్ గ్రూప్ ఏది అంటే ఎర్రర్ చూపిస్తారు ప్రయర్ యూ షుడ్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ దిస్ ఫస్ట్ కమాండ్ then how you will try to give sudo powers vi sudo just try to go to the particular things okay you did not have the repo right this is 5 minutes task here this is 5 minutes task just in okay this will not take even hardly more than 2 minutes 2 minutes లో కంప్లీట్ చేసేయచ్చు టాస్క్ ఇట్లా మెయిల్ రాగానే ప్లీజ్ డూ చెక్అవుట్ అని చెప్పేసి రివర్ట్ వెళ్ళిపోవాలి ఆటోమేటిక్ మెయిల్ లెక్క ఆటోమేటిక్ మెయిల్స్ హౌ ఇట్ విల్ టర్న్ అప్ విత్ ఇన్ సెకండ్స్ రైట్ సో విత్ ఇన్ 1 or 2 minutes ప్లీజ్ డూ చెక్ థింగ్స్ ఆర్ డన్ యాజ్ నీడ్స్ అని చెప్పేసి వెళ్ళిపోవాలి మెయిల్ ఓకే ఫైన్ సో రెస్ట్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ ది థింగ్స్ దిస్ ఈస్ 2 minutes task this is also as well like 5 minutes task not more than that. So this itself will take time, which is given on clear basis. Everyone should understand, right? So this will take some time. SSH this is as well 2 to 5 minutes task. If you understand the things, task 15, and this will do all the tasks will complete. Guys, we try to create so in progress or something. So you please try to allocate lot many tasks. Still it was Saturdays and Sundays were there, right? I try to execute. Whenever I try to write like everyone should do, all the people should do this that particular time. Okay. So prior you should be good with respect to all the things. Okay. All the bare minimum as well you should work it out. What needed in order to do, whether it could be Jenkins or Maven or Terraform or anything. You just try to do. You like here I'll try to have we'll try to have centralized logging as well. I'll try to create indexes, shards, graph filters, all the things. Then as well you should be, even if you try to don't know that, you should do R&D and do all of it. And this particular thing is being released, Stack is released as a service in AWS with as what name? Elasticsearch Logstash Kibana में विनरा దేనికి why do we use this Elasticsearch Logstash and Kibana? This is for application. I want everyone to have a clear cut understanding by tomorrow or by Monday. You try to deploy an application. Try to install this Elasticsearch Logstash and Kibana on one particular instance for Elasticsearch engine, one particular instance for Logstash, and one particular instance for Kibana. Kibana is kind of a UI tool, and Logstash will try to take two particular inputs. Input and output, both the things will be there. Logstash will take the input from one particular server and it will pass as an output to another server. So how do you configure? So I want at least 3 beats to be not configured. Winlog beat, file beat, and you try to take any other beats. All the beats you should install. Why do we need beats? All of these things as well you try to do RN. Install చేసేసి application deploy చేసేసి application monitoring కూడా enable చేయాలి. I want you all guys to involve with respect to centralized logging and install all of the application. Deploy the things, and after deployment, LStack is basically used to analyze the application logs. Okay, every particular second your logs gets dumped. If you want your application to be running on a proper node, whether it could be anything like Citibank or application e-commerce or any particular thing XYZ application, whenever your application is running, like logs get generated. Whenever your microservice is running, your logs get dumped into your server. So these logs will try to segregate on a unified format. Okay, one particular developer of one microservice will try to write the logs at like timestamp at the ending, and another particular developer will try to write the log stamp at the beginning or something. A unique format you will try to bring it in logs, and you will try to show or display the logs over the dashboard of Kibana generally. Okay, you try to install all of those things, and it is being as released as a service in AWS. And what is the service name and everything, and it should be spinned up via Terraform something. Okay, if you are okay, or normally as well you can go ahead if you are like facing some of the things. But I want all of the things, and I mean at least like give like till at least 10 or 15 tasks till, or I just want both the tasks, ma'am. Project 1 and project 2 and project 3 as well. Some of the tasks you can deliver, you can type and allocate to them. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah, so you can tell, I'll try to type. So what are all the things which are pending?
So project 1 task, this already allocated to him. Here two tasks are already mentioned in this provision test server and production server and deploy Docker. Then next they have to deploy application into the production server through Jenkins script.
Deploy application to
On production server and test server through Jenkins script.
Test server via Jenkins, through Jenkins.
Test server and production server, both server they need to deploy.
Yeah. That itself, right, ma'am? Still anything were pending?
No, from project 1 everything completed.
Okay.
This task everyone have to do, guys. because we want final output. Whenever you are getting the final window, final GUI, you can send it on a Slack channel that we got the output. It is perfectly running fine on your production server.
Where is that particular task which I have allocated? Just now I have typed deploy.
Task 30, first 30.
Provision test servers and production servers. Where is the task now? Huh?
It is there to-do list. In to-do list, 7 tasks are there.
This is all. This was not the case. Provision test server.
Under that, child task is also created. You can check it.
SSH key to do itself, right? I have forwarded to in progress or something.
Refresh once again, Shankar. Because that deploy task, it is reflecting on my Jira.
Okay. Through Jenkins. That's all, man.
Yeah, for first project, this is all.
To do and to my we are not getting this free trial version or something.
Is it like limited to only 20 or 30 tasks only?
Can you try that? Yeah. So let me create the other things now. This is which one, man?
SHS key you only assign, na? You have assigned this task to Rakesh.
SSL security.
Deploy application through Jenkins. It is already available. It is visible in my.
Yeah.
Is there now?
Yeah, it is there. It is visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
So guys, this security, this particular thing, SSL key generation and attaching to the application, to the sample application. Yeah, and try to deploy the sample application in Kubernetes as well. And for Kubernetes as well, you try to see that what is TLS and everything. Okay, this need to be done by all of these. Okay. That second project is that one itself, max to max, and then that is also very. And third project will take lot much of time. Third and fourth. Now you try to assign some of the tasks in the project 3 as well. Project 3 is all about some.
That is SSL certificate attached. Attached certificate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have Saturdays and Sundays, right?
So do we need to assign now or Monday we need to
No,
proceed?
ma'am, this people should work. No, like you have 24 hours approximately, like 30 hours. Okay, 10 hours here, I think. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I think. Okay, last 6 hours, chokkat koncham time padda.
Actually, నా knowledge ప్రకారం I can do within 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, you should do. Even if you don't know, you should take that and if office lo task is నాకు రాదు అని చెప్పడానికి ఉండదు. Tomorrow, whenever they look it, the same scenario will replicate. Generally, they'll not give time you go and sleep for 1 week, and whenever you are comfortable, come back to office and start doing work. This will not be the case. Yeah. So back to back load will be there. So that is the reason companies are being paying. So it will take some time, 1 or 2 months to adopt this. The 1 or 2 months, and you'll not have new particular tools or something to adopt or something. The company is using Chef. You should be adaptable to Chef. You should learn some or the other way, and you should be digesting all of the things. And within 2 months, you will be able to understand all of the flow of the office. And after 2 months, everything becomes easy. So the first 2 months, you should not go to anyone like taking support or some or the other thing. That is the reason I'm allocating this the adaptability nature. So I try to deploy. You have deployed right at least. Okay, we'll try to have the project 3 and the same project whatever you had deployed via Jenkins. I want you to have this particular deployment via Azure DevOps, AWS code build 4.5. Okay, so this particular things I'll try to allocate to. So that is easy actually. That is not a very big deal. You no need to take any new particular task or something. New particular task. Yeah,
This week, I think, is
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are redirecting data to
Parallel itself, if you try to do, you'll try to remember.
Yes, sir.
Generally, I have seen right. All the people will take after one tool is completed. Okay, after the Kubernetes is completed, I need to check it for 1 week. I'll get back to you. After having like whenever I ask some doubt like questions on it, they'll tell okay, I'm good with okay, I need 1 week of time for to prepare Ansible. That will not work.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is that? Deploy, same thing. Deploy the application.
One more task can you add, Shankar? Configure webhook for your project.
Yeah. I'll add one. Deploy the application, the same application,
Yeah. Deploy application on
same
production.
application via AWS code build, code pipeline, something AWS services. You can we'll try to assign to Vinay. Vinay is doing right. Okay. AWS services and Azure as well. Azure DevOps as well. Don't tell we don't know Azure DevOps. Just try to understand what is Azure report, what is Azure test plan, what is Azure build pipeline, what is Azure release pipeline, and what are classic pipelines, YAML pipelines, and start writing the YAML files and deploy them. It is free for 1 month. You can use any of your credit cards and use all of the things on a parallel. So whatever you had deployed here, the same things should be deployed there in Azure. It is very simple. One basic YAML pipeline will do all of the things. It is fine. You will not have this much of difficulties like Jenkins or many other things to integrate all of the things. All the things will be there. You just need this idea. So majority of the calls are there with respect to Azure DevOps. So you should have some of the other some idea if you have that will be good to have. Okay. Then this AWS and other particular task configure
Webhook.
books to Jenkins.
Generate HTML report for your project.
Sorry, ma'am.
Generate HTML report for your project through Jenkins.
Okay, configure webhooks and generate
That is separate task. HTML report is a separate one. Add it as a separate.
Okay. Generate HTML report.
Yeah, for project.
No, Anil is doing great. So let us do for Uma. She is doing the right. Is there right?
Yes, sir.
Uma, yes, will not work out. You should work on a clear note. Okay. So morning to evening, if you work 1 month, that is more than enough. You can start like after 2-3 days or from Monday, you can start giving interviews and slow. So more or less like 4 or 5 interviews will go. You will not be able to clear, but by April ending or April 15, you will be able to get some decent work. But not by telling yes. Once you start working on that, you will be able to do. Everyone should do this one as well. So whatever ticket is being assigned to one particular person, you don't think uh, only that person should do all of it. Everyone should do.
And one more point I want to add, like yesterday, those who have not attended session, please go through the yesterday session particularly. There I have explained overall flow of your project.
No,
It was
ma'am.
very,
Yesterday we did not have recording. I guess we did not got recording.
we don't have recordings.
Yesterday you did not record this.
No, I have recorded. Later I have started recording.
No, ma'am. It is only 15 seconds.
Okay. Mhm.
You can see the thing. Yesterday it was only 15 minutes.
Mhm.
So whatever the ticket which was raised, actually it was something. So just try to see that for whom I have allocated that webbook and try to assign. I did not assign to anyone. Okay, the deadline is Monday, guys. You have a lot much of time still. You can do all of it. So I want everyone to have their resumes uh, by Monday sharp afternoon. Okay, and I'm intimating all of the things prior itself. You can attend the Hexaware company on Wednesday at 4 o'clock in Hyderabad. Okay, it is an offline interview. So, still, if you want time, you can prepare, but I want simultaneously to prepare for the interviews and attend them. Okay, thanks, guys. If you have any other doubts, you can let me know or we can wind it up. All the tasks, until and unless you practice and like you cannot get back to us if you have not done R&D. Even if you don't know anything, you should do R&D. Okay, fine.